Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Sooners that have a chance after they go and have a impressive season. How
Very
impressive?
impressive season.
Jay might shock you with how impressive he thinks their season's going to be coming up when we pick our Power 4 conference winners coming up on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
College football is back, and it's not too late to catch up before the season kicks off. SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, you can get it all from Locked On's stable of college experts by subscribing to the Locked On College Football Podcast. Who has a chance to make the playoff? What teams will cause chaos in their new conferences? Everything you need to know all in one place. Be sure to follow and subscribe to the Locked On College Football Podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, Jay, we're going to go through the Power 4, and we're also going to give you our highest group of 5 conference champion that will have a chance to make the college football playoff. So let's start there. In the group of 5, Jay, who do you think is going to end up as the highest rated conference champion?
As of right now, I am sold on Memphis. I think that they're going to be the one to do it. And their schedule's, iffy. They've got Florida State they got to travel to, but for the most part, I think it's smooth sailing for them down there in the conference. And people really respect what Memphis is doing. So I think they'll be the one. Now, I think Liberty's probably going to go undefeated. But after what happened against Oregon, they're going to be shenanigans that's going to keep them from being the highest rated one. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket of Memphis. If SMU was still around, of course it would have been them. But I'm thinking it's going to be Memphis this year.
Yeah, quarterback Seth Hennigan is back after completing 67% of his passes for almost 4,000 yards. He had 32 touchdown passes and ran for another 5. So they've got a really, really good offense with a really, really good quarterback. I mean, Florida State could be on upset alert when they play Memphis. That'll be a really fascinating game to watch. I'm also going Memphis Tigers, another Tiger, but one that Oklahoma may or may not have to play unless they make the college football playoff. Let's go then next to the ACC, Jay. Who do you have winning the Atlantic Coast Conference?
Yeah, not the athletic one now anymore. That one is the other. But no, I am with you there. I struggled with this pick because I was in between the two teams that's been basically running things for a while, right? Between Clemson and Florida State. I'm just like, all right, who's going to end up going? Miami is definitely trending up. They've been, right now, blue chip ratio wise, they're in the top 8. So they're one team that should be better. The question is going to be coaching because it always is. But adding Cam Ward really makes them a threat in conference. But I think that Florida State with DJU, I think that they're going to be the ones that end up holding that trophy up once again. Clemson has not shown us that their defense is back to what it was when Brent Venables was there. That's going to be where the biggest question lies. And so based upon their schedule, that Georgia game is going to tell us everything about Clemson. I think they end up falling in that one. I think Louisville knocks them off too. And I think they lose at Florida State. So I'm giving Florida State to take it.
I'm concerned about how much Florida State's lost since last year. I think they're still going to be a really, really good team. I just feel like Clemson's due for a bounce back. They just seem like, okay, they've had a couple down years.
That's fair.
This just feels like the year that they kind of put it all together. If you ask me for a dark horse team, I'd go with Miami and the Cam Ward experience. I think that has a chance to do some damage and make a little bit of noise. But my pick, the Clemson Tigers. Tigers. Let's go. Now let's go to the Big Ten, Jay. Who you got?
Big Ten is the easiest one, right? I mean, it feels like it should be the easiest. You got the one team with like the highest blue chip ratio of anybody out there right now, which is Ohio State. Ryan Day better figure this out. That's all I got to say. You better figure this out, man, or you for real going to be on the hot seat, and it's going to be wild to say that Ryan Day's on the hot seat after another 11-1 season and another playoff berth. That still baffles me that could even be a possibility, but they're bringing back probably one of the most experienced defenses in college football, and Knowles is a very good defensive coordinator, and he's proven it. He gets even better the older his players are. Adding Caleb Downs, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Ohio State goes through and destroys the Big Ten.
I've doubted Will Howard before to my own detriment. I'm not going to do it again. And I think, like you said, the defense is really good. They've got really good running backs. They got really good wide receiver. The offensive line is going to be really good as well. So, yeah, give me the Buckeyes. Oregon's a trendy pick. I just don't know if they're going to be there just yet. And no disrespect to our man Dylan Gabriel, I'm curious how he's going to be able to operate in the different inclement weather situations he's going to have to face in Big Ten country, Oregon included. I mean, the Pacific Northwest, there's a lot of rain that happens. We saw what happened against Kansas when it was inclement weather. Now, maybe they'll have a little bit more trust in Gabriel than our offensive coordinator did then.
Yeah.
Let's go next to the Big 12, Jay. Who you got?
Big 12 was probably one of the toughest ones for me because, I mean, I think there really is three contenders there. I think Utah's a real contender. I think Kansas State's a real contender. And I think Oklahoma State should be a contender, right? I mean, they went to the Big 12 championship game last year, unfortunately, due to, circumstances, but I digress. They have one of the more senior teams. It's bananas when you go look at their depth chart they just dropped. There's a ton of RSRs on that team. It's like, dude, how does Gundy get them to stick around this long? It's amazing. That's probably the best part of his coaching capabilities. He finds a way to keep dudes here for 7 and 8 years. He just does it in a magical way. But if I'm going to pick a team, go ahead and go with Utah, right? It sounds like Cam Rising is back. He actually has over a full year of time to rehab. And supposedly it sounds like he's playing as good as he was before he got hurt. He's also like 35 years old. And so because he's so old, he's got NFL experience. I think he'll be able to go out there and cook some folks. But I'm going to go ahead and run with Utah. They added a couple wide receivers out of the portal, especially Dorian Singer from USC, who was really good at Arizona, fell off at USC, and now he's there. I'm going to go ahead and say that Kyle Whittingham's defense is always travels. Give me Utah winning the conference.
Which is wild, right? That Dorian Singer would be so good and then go to USC and be not so good.
Really bad. Yeah.
But I digress. I'm going with Oklahoma State. The Cowboys, again, a team that feels due. Ollie Gordon's back. I don't think they have a letdown quite like they did against UCF last year. Love me some Rashad Owens. I did not love what he did to our cornerbacks this last year. Brennan Presley is a fun player to watch. If Alan Bowman can take care of the football, Oklahoma State's going to win a lot of football games. To the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, where it just means more, Jay. I'm going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I know that seems like a really, really safe pick, and sure, I'll be safe here. But the Bulldogs have made the SEC title game 6 out of the last 7 years. They've played in the national title game 2 years. They won 2 national title games in that span. They're really, really good. They're really good at quarterback. They're really good on offense. They're really good on defense. They've got arguably the best coach in the country. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs. But Jay, who do you got?
I didn't have to mull too hard on that one, man. There's only one Oklahoma. Give me the Sooners to go ahead, take the SEC first year there. Make everybody mad. Tee them all off. Take it. I see them playing against Georgia for the title, and I see them taking them out. Let's go Boomer Sooner, baby.
Sooner Magic coming straight to you year one in the SEC. Here's hoping, man. I'm hoping that happens. That'd be lovely and beautiful because it means also Texas would not be as good as everybody thinks they're going to be. It's going to be fascinating because a lot of it's going to come down to some of these SEC tiebreakers, which were announced earlier this week. We'll discuss that coming up next here on Locked On.
Hey, Locked On Sooner fans, I want to take a moment to give you a heads up on a brand new mobile game that I think you all will love as much as I do, which is Ultimate College Football Head Coach. In this amazing game and simulation, you get to step into the shoes of a head coach and lead your college football program to glory. Can you imagine actually being the head coach of Oklahoma? Well, it gives you these capabilities from recruiting players and hiring coaching staff to overseeing training camps, handling school scholarships, you name it. You're controlling every critical detail of the program. It's all in your hands. Will you be able to handle the pressure? So college football head coach is completely free, has no ads, and is 100% playable offline. You can play on the go as you want and when you want, which is pretty dope. And of course, we have a special offer for Locked On Sooner fans. Use the promo code Locked On College Football, all caps, inside the game store and receive a free boost to your program. Make sure you take advantage of this perk as it will be get your team off to a great start. To download the game, just visit ultimate-cfb.com or look it up in the App Store. Ultimate College Football Head Coach. Bring your coaching legacy today.
With the start of the 2024 college football season just days away, Home Field is getting you ready with some fantastic, incredible vintage apparel. It's incredibly comfortable and it looks great. Oklahoma's going to have a new tailgating situation. Oklahoma fans are going to be experiencing new tailgating situations around the SEC, and Home Field is ready to get you ready for that.
They're taking care of you because they've got awesome boxes right now. So they've got gear for the entire 2024 season, from Marching Band pregame show to the final play of the championship. You got to check out this box, man. It contains 3 never-before-seen items. As you can see, this is one of their boxes. Platinum edition here, as well as this curated specifically for the entire season. So rain, sleet, snow, hot, cold, this bad boy is built with gear for you for the entire season. And the platinum box also includes a hat, as well as a VIP koozie and a pass, guaranteeing 20% off and early access, and no worrying about anything being sold out anymore, to your school's football releases throughout the entire season. Make sure you go check it out. These bad boys are highly limited and they may be gone, but you should go check it out just in case.
Gear up for an exciting season ahead with Home Field by going to homefieldapparel.com for the most comfortable vintage Oklahoma Sooners apparel around, and use our promo code Sooner24 for a discount at checkout. That's SOONER24 for a discount at checkout over at homefieldapparel.com.